Hey, I just wanted to jump in on this conversation with Down syndrome and educate some people on what Down syndrome is, because just reading the comments and reading some of the things people are saying, it's obvious that a lot of people don't understand what's going on with Down syndrome. So, first off, just genetically, it is a third copy on the 21st chromosome, which is why March 21st is Down Syndrome Awareness Day, so 321. And that can lead to mental delays, significant or not as significant, leads to a lot of health issues. For instance, heart issues can be really difficult for children with Down syndrome. They often have a hole in their heart that has to be taken care of at birth. It can lead to their ligaments and stuff are often extra stretchy, as it is with my son. They can have speech delays. Often you would consider them on the autism spectrum. So there are significant challenges for children and adults with Down syndrome. Over the past few decades, we have made immense strides in taking care of Down syndrome people because of just different laws that have been put in place that allow them to have the medical care that they need, and their lives are actually now much better than they used to be. So, as far as the challenges go, there are challenges, but there are also resources for people with Down syndrome now that maybe weren't available in the past. I think that should be a part of the equation as we think about whether how hard it is going to be to have a child with Down syndrome. Don't get me wrong here. It can be very difficult, but I think it is worth it. Our son Levi is a joy to us. Our life would be so much, um, so much less joy in our life than there is now because of him. And we're blessed to have him in our lives. And we think that other families should experience that joy too. It should not seem like a death sentence or anything like that. In our 13 years, it has been difficult at times, but so full of joy. And just, I'm getting emotional just thinking about how much I love him. Um, so I just want to say this. If you are pregnant and you do a test and you realize that there's a chance for trisomy 21, first off, it is a chance. I just would like to say that it's not 100% accurate. So that is something. It could be, there is a possibility, although it is small, that a non a child not that doesn't have Down syndrome could get aborted. But also, you should go through with it. I think it would be a blessing to you and so many people around you. And I think the world would be a better place if people with Down syndrome were in it, or more people with Down syndrome were in it. Another thing is when we talk about eugenics and sterile, some people have been talking about eugenics and stuff. This kind of gets into the whole discussion about the influencer and stuff that decided to abort their possible Down syndrome child. It is a hard discussion because I don't want to give any credit to anybody who is pro aborting children with Down syndrome. That being said, I don't think it is specifically eugenics for the reason that children with Down syndrome are not able to procreate. It's not something that is passed down per se like that. Now, there is a type of Down syndrome called mosaic Down syndrome that can be genetically passed down, but it isn't something that is passed down in the typical way we think of it. It is a mutation that ends up happening. Children with Down syndrome, or I keep saying children because it's my son that I think of, but people with Down syndrome are sterile for the most part. There are some few instances where people with Down syndrome have become pregnant or had children. Very, very, very rare. So it would not be that they could procreate. And even when they procreate, it doesn't mean that the child that is born would have Down syndrome. So it's just not how that works. Anyway, I think, again, the world would be a better place with more people with Down syndrome. And I think that aborting children because they will be hard or they might have significant challenges is evil. And I think that if we're going to be a people and a country that cares for the most vulnerable are those that other people don't care about. And it is obvious that there's a lot of people that don't care about children with Down syndrome and they are the most vulnerable around us. And so I would say, if you want to stand up for vulnerability, people that are vulnerable, start with those in the womb, particularly those in the womb that nobody wants. And that would be children with Down syndrome, who most of which are aborted, a massive percentage, well into 70, 80% are aborted. And I hope that we see more Down syndrome children born. And if this could just save one little boy or little girl that would turn into a man or a woman, I would be grateful for it. God bless.